Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February, early March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy for the lovely Scorpios and see what's going on in late February, early March. Let's shuffle it up one time. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. I really do. Let's get it going. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get this first card out here. What's popping with the Scorpios? Let's go, my guys. Gotta see what's going on with my fellow Scorpios here. What's up? Okay, so this is a very sharp intellectual energy here, Scorpio, and I feel like this is very good. This is a very good way to start, regardless if you're going through issues or good times right now. It's a sharp mind. Now, before we start diving into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Let's get it going here, Scorpio. You see this imagery. Interesting. We have this little ape. It's in Shakespearean clothing. It has a skull in its hands. It's contemplating its life. It's in front of a typewriter. There's binary code behind it. So to me, this is all about the intellect. This does remind me a little bit of Ace of Swords type of energy, where there could be a lot of things on your mind. But when this card shows up in the front end of a reading, it tells me it doesn't matter if you're going through good things, bad things, or in the middle. Nothing could really get by you in this time, okay? Like, this is eyes wide open. Your mind is extremely sharp in this time. So this would be a good time for you to absorb knowledge or problem solve. There's a big problem solving aspect to this. So I'd say this is good, specifically if there are going to be a few challenges in the reading, which I'm not going to speak that into existence, but it happens, right? Let's just put that guy down right there. And we're going to get into tarot now. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff flowing. And yeah, that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's hope we got some good energies for the Scorpios, because like I say every week, the Scorpio Collective holds me down, right? Watch out for your fellow Scorpios. That's my moon sign. I have other placements there. My Scorpio gang always shows up. But last week's reading, I mean, it was pretty accurate for me from what happened within the week, but it was titled An Unexpected Situation. Okay, so hopefully if you've had some unexpected situations pop up that weren't too rough or anything like that, but you know, we're just going to keep it moving. Energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. We're going to get you 3 in the upright. We could be seeing your energy. We could be seeing someone you're linked to. If you watch tarot, I'm sure you already know the deal. But what do you got for us? Talk to me, my guides. What's up with the Scorpios? All right, yeah, Knight of Swords. So more of this swordsy, mental type of energy, very sharp, analytical. You could be very much on point in this time about something. Let's put him there. We're starting with a bang with that, okay? Whether it is change-based or you making a move of some kind. Let's get 2 more. Thank you. Okay, that is something that we need to watch out for, my friends. We have the 10 of Swords in position number 2. It's all good. Let's get 1 more. Could be a warning of some sort. What do we got for Scorpio? Thank you. All right, King of Wands. So I'm going to have to give you my first impressions on this, Scorpio, because as always, this is going to be a nuanced, layered type of reading, because it's a Scorpio reading, right? All the readings are like that. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes before we get the juicy, intuitive stuff. Don't be too alarmed about that 10 of Swords, but notice we have the Knight of Swords, the King of Wands, 2 court card individuals. This could be different people in your life, with the 10 of Swords right in the center. So we have this fire-air mixture. You know, I always say when we mix the elements of fire and air, it can be volatile. It can be explosive. Now, that could be in a good way or it could be in a rough way. It's all about how the clarifiers play off each other. But position number 1, we have the Knight of Swords. To me, this card, like I said, is shooting off like a rocket. It's going in a specific direction. It's very fast. It's speedy, it's going, right? So there could be something either coming or going really quick when we have the Knight of Swords here. It can also be a bit confrontational. So when we have some volatile energy, 10 of Swords energy, you really need to watch out for conflict. And I was picking that up in other water signs too this week. It could be good, though. It could be motivational and you moving towards something really quick. I don't want to speculate too much, but that combined with the Ten of Swords, there might be a warning or two. It's all good, though. As we progress through the reading, the Ten of Swords is right there. It's staring us right in our face. So obviously this card could be a warning of some sort from Spirit, right? When we see the Ten of Swords, it represents rough and tough endings. This could be like rock bottoms, feelings of betrayal. This could be pain or loss, things like that, or just rough endings. Now, this could represent a Ten of Swords moment that you've already been through or pain that you've already been through. But we really want to clarify this to try to pull more detail. Okay, I'm not going to be a fear monger and say like, oh yeah, every Scorpio in the world is going to have some crazy life-altering ending this week, because that's not exactly what I'm feeling. Okay, but it can be a situation for sure. It can be a problem or a challenge. Moving to the very back end, we do have the King of Wands, pardon me. Now, Kings represent control of their respective suit. This one is controlling that fire within, right? The passion, the desire, which could be a very good energy, but could also be a bit destructive sometimes when we have the King of Wands. It is entrepreneurial. It's a go-getter type of vibe. If you're not connected to a fire sign, this could be Spirit asking you to reanalyze what you're putting your energy into. Are you putting your energy into good things? Are you wasting your energy on things? In this time, you really need to pay special attention to what you're using your energy on when this card shows up, okay? And it is a shot caller type of energy, so you might be keeping something under control as well. Like if stuff's going haywire, if things are going off track, like you could be keeping things on lock, especially like with this energy I was picking up in the beginning, now the Knight of Swords. If there's like a lot of mayhem going on around you, you could very much be keeping things structured. But let's dive deeper on all of it, Scorpio. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what's going on. I really want to get over to that Ten of Swords and that King of Wands, right? Because this fiery energy is interesting to me. But yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Swords, please. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages or energies that you want to communicate to Scorpio, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Knight of Swords. What is this airy energy doing? Page of Swords. Okay. Yeah, there's somebody on your side. All right, if things are going haywire, if things are going wrong, I don't feel like you're alone here, because I feel like these two are going into battle together. So whether this is like you calling in the reinforcements or someone calling you in as reinforcements, if there's issues, if there's problems and things cropping up, I don't feel like you're going to go through it alone. Now, for a lot of you, this could be some sort of serious talk or an important talk that happens with this Knight of Swords, this Page of Swords in the upright, because they're both very similar energies. I feel one edging the other out, though. So to me, this does feel like, yeah, some serious or important conversation that needs to be had. But one is a little more dominant than the other. Like one is taking charge, taking control. So this is a very intriguing energy here. And look at this page. I always say this is like the Watcher of the tarot deck as well. But it's a communicator, just like the Knight. So just to sum it up real quick, the main two messages I'm getting here is if things are going off the rails, you're not alone. There will be people that take your side, or there are people that are on your side, like reinforcements, or somebody could try to call you in, okay? If this isn't a serious conversation. Let's go in on that Ten of Swords. I don't want to get too stuck up here. Lots of mental energy, like since the very beginning, but let's see what's up with that Ten of Swords. Lots of court cards here too. Very interesting. So why is that Ten of Swords here? Why is that Ten of Swords here for Scorpio? Okay. Yep. All right. I don't necessarily feel like this Ten of Swords is bad for a lot of you, to be straight up honest with you. Even if you're a cross watcher, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse underneath this Ten of Swords. I feel you putting an end to something. Like this is somebody literally saying like, all right, this is no longer an option. This is no longer on the table. We're no longer speaking about this. Like this is over. Like that's kind of a vibe I'm picking up here. So just know in the coming days and weeks, if there's something that's been bothering you, if there's something that's been getting under your skin, you might get a little fed up with something and just like put a stop to it. Say, all right, this is no longer an option. Okay. okay? Like, that's a vibe I'm picking up, because the Seven of Cups is usually a card of options. It's also a mental energy of daydreaming as well. But in reverse, this is like, yeah, there is no more option, especially under the Ten of Swords. Like, no, this is stopping now. This is ending now. This is off the table now. That's just what I'm picking up here, Scorpio. If that's not what you're thinking, this could be someone you're linked to, how they're thinking. Like, this is it. Let's go in on that King of Wands. I don't want to come off too harsh or anything, but let's go over there. I'm just telling you the energies, how they're coming across to me. I'm trying to verbalize them to the best of my abilities. But let's see what's up with that King of Wands. Thank you. Six of Cups. Yep. Interesting. Another card of the past. This is also, once again, another mental type of energy. This could represent a fire sign you have a lot of history with, especially seeing it underneath this King of Wands, usually a card of connections and soulmates and memories and stuff like that. This is telling me intuitively, though, that you might need to make the stern decision to put something in the past, right? Like, even if it's something, whether it's something you go through now or something that comes up in a few days, even if it's something that went through a few months ago, with the King of Wands and this Six of Cups, it is saying, like, all right, you need to let the past be in the past. There's something you shouldn't be wasting your energy on. There's something that you shouldn't be wasting your mental potential on. Like, if it's done, it's done. Like, that's a vibe I'm picking up here. Like, if it's in the past, it's in the past for a reason, okay? That's just what I'm picking up. All right, and I'm not going to try to overcomplicate it. This is a card of good memories, usually, like good times, good memories. It's a beautiful card, soulmates and all that stuff. But underneath this King of Wands, look at him. He's staring. Like, if we look at this spread, this King of Wands is staring at this Ten of Swords while this energy is moving away from it. So if you're the one still focused on this pain, if you're the one still focused on this, Spirit's asking you to maybe try to disconnect a little bit. But let's go through and do a quick recap, because we got all sorts of stuff happening here, Scorpio. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Swords with the Page of Swords in the upright. This, to me, was two main things. Either it could be a serious or an important conversation that needs to be had between a couple people. Big air sign energy showing up here. I do feel one energy more dominant than the other. This can absolutely represent you going into battle, but having reinforcements, right? Like having someone on your side, like you not being completely alone. Or this could be someone calling you in as reinforcements. But in the center, we have the Ten of Swords with the Seven of Cups in reverse. This is the most intriguing alignment to me this week, because it does feel like something is no longer an option or can't be an option for whatever reason. So this could be something that you might be personally putting an end to or a stop to, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a situation with a person. It's like, all right, this is no longer an option. This is no longer on the table. Okay, this is no longer in my mind. Now, moving over to the the King of Wands with the Six of Cups, a card of memories, a card of the past. This could be Spirit asking you to just leave something in the past or put it in the past for a reason, okay? There is a little bit of reminiscing happening, but there is mental energy all over this spread this week, Scorpio. But if you are clinging on to Ten of Swords energy, whether you're upset how someone did this, or upset why did they do this, why did they do that, how could they even do this, Spirit's asking you to do your best to come to peace with that, come to grips with it, and let it go. But there are closings here, closings of a cycle. Let's get into the shadow card. Okay, please feel free to take a screenshot of that, look into them further, because there's a lot happening here. Okay, there's a lot happening, especially with all the air and water happening. Let's get you one shadow card, though. What's in the shadows for Scorpio here, my guides? And I like using the Shadowland Tarot for this portion. Scorpios know this. Out of all the signs, the Scorpios stay watching my shadow portion out of all of them, honestly. I see the numbers, but let's get one shadow card here for my Scorpios, please. What's in the shadows? Lovers, yeah, so interpersonal connections, very similar energy to the Six of Cups. For a portion of you, this could be big issues you have had or are having with the Gemini when we have the Lovers there. But this is about our interpersonal connections and relationships. Now, I know my viewership doesn't always watch just for love. I kind of branch these out for different things. But this could easily be some sort of romantic attachment showing up in the shadows here that needs to be looked at, that needs to be worked through when we have the Lovers, okay? It could also represent someone you have a very deep emotional bond with, someone that you are connected with, of course. But there is something about it lingering in the shadows that needs to have some light put on it, of course. Now, classically, the Lovers, it also used to be called the choice or the decision, like way back in the day. So for some of you, you might be a little on the fence about making a choice or a decision, or there could be a big one coming up as well when we have this card. So Scorpio, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab as always, my friends. Much love, and I'll see you next time.